everybody, welcome to a 20-something's kitchen. So before we get started, let's point out the elephant in the room, and that is those ugly bananas sitting in front of me. So what do you do when you have a pile of bananas that looks like this? One thing you can do is pop them in your freezer and use them for a smoothie. Another thing you can do is throw them in the trash and be wasteful. But the third thing you can do, and the one thing you should do, is make banana bread. And I'm sure many of you have made so much banana bread in your life, you're just sick of it and you don't even want to think about it. We're taking banana bread to the next level. I had hit that point of not knowing what to do with bananas anymore, and I was sick of making banana bread because it was so boring, and I'm the one who ate the entire loaf alone. No shame in the game. So I went searching on Pinterest, of course. What else does a female in her 20s do when she has nothing else to do and bananas that are ready to be thrown away? And I came across this recipe, and it is a cream cheese stuffed banana bread. Yes, you heard me right. So we're going to go ahead and get started with that. You can see we have a lot of the basic essentials here for making banana bread. So you have your flour, your sugar, baking soda, baking powder, vanilla, eggs, brown sugar, and then we also have the star of the show, which is the cream cheese. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and make up the cream cheese mixture. So of course we have 1 brick of softened cream cheese, and this has been sitting out at room temperature for about 2 hours because you want it really, really soft when you're mixing it up with all the other ingredients. We're going to have 3 tablespoons of flour, 1/4 cup of sugar, and 1 egg. So go ahead and put those all in one bowl and give them a good mix. So our cream cheese mixture is ready to go, and what I'm going to do is just set that aside as we prepare the rest of the ingredients. And the next bowl that I'm going to be preparing is the dry ingredients. So we're going to put 1 cup flour, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Wonderful. So we have all of those in there, and what I'm going to do is just do a little pinch of salt. So a couple spins there, and then go ahead and give your flour mixture a mix. So that's all mixed up, and what we're going to do is bring our wet ingredient bowl over. Now I'm just going to go ahead and mash up 2 of the bananas here. And we're going to do 1/4 cup of white sugar and then 1/2 cup of brown sugar. This is going to be 1/4 cup of our vegetable oil I pulled out here, 1 egg, and then we're going to do 1/4 cup of yogurt, and this is actually equivalent to just one of the little yogurt packs you might grab. I'm using vanilla Activia, but you could also use a Greek yogurt or a sour cream if you prefer. And one thing I do different from this recipe that I'm just going to throw in there now is that I add pecans, pecans, whatever you prefer to name them, that's what I'm adding. And they're just crushed up ones. I have about 1/2 cup here. So I'm just going to add those to the dry mixture. And just be sure if you are serving this at a party or anything, you let people know that there are nuts in here. We don't want people to go into anaphylactic shock because you forgot to say what was in your bread. So it's time to start mixing these 2 bowls together. And what I'm going to do is just start adding the wet to the dry ingredients. The batter for this is actually really pretty because you have those chopped up pecans and then you have your chunky bananas in there, and it also smells great. It's going to make your house smell great with all that vanilla and the ripened bananas. Incredible. Perfect, so our mixture is good to go. So our bread pan is good and sprayed, and we'll go ahead, start putting the mixture in here. And next comes the cream cheese. Give it one last mix. And then gently put it on top of the banana. And what you can do is just layer in sections instead of dumping it all in one place. Just slowly pour it out across the banana bread mixture. And then ever so gently start spreading it out. Wonderful. So here's what we have so far. Then we'll go ahead and add the rest of the banana mixture. And make sure that's spread evenly to across because we don't want the cream cheese peeking out. We want it to be a surprise to people. What we're going to do is put that in the oven, and we have it set at 350, and the bread will be in there for about 55 minutes to an hour 10, depending on how quick or slowly it's going to cook up. And for the first half an hour, I'm going to cover it with aluminum foil, just let it bake up that way. After 30 minutes, take that off and just let it cook so it gets nice and brown at the top. I just want to prevent any burning from happening if I do need to leave it in there a little longer. So just go ahead and give a cut around all of the sides just to loosen it up from the pan. And it's time for the reveal. And then we'll just open it up to find the cream cheese surprise on the inside. And if you are cutting this up before you take it to an event or just having it around the house, one thing to remember if you're cutting and you have a moist center like the cream cheese is that you're wiping off the knife each time you cut because you don't want that to be on every single slice. So go ahead, clean off your knife, and then just cut all the way down. So I just did a couple slices, and now it's time to bust it open and see what's in there. So if we take a look at this, we've got our chunk of cream cheese right in the middle there. I would have to say this bread is bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Okay, I killed myself. I couldn't not sing the Gwen Stefani song when I'm making a banana bread. Come on, people. Laugh with me, laugh at me, laugh against me. Don't care as long as you're laughing. Time for me to get in on this banana bread. Hope you guys enjoy, and you have to make this for your next get-together or just for your next guilty pleasure.
It's bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A-S. It's bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A-S.